Okay, so let's dive in. So I am the owner of Indicator Warehouse, and my objective today is to pull back the curtain a little bit on a few things around trading systems and day trading in general. And my objective today is to give you a clear picture on how to meet the challenges of trading and become more successful. Now, there's a lot to cover, but it's actually going to save you time if you stick around and soak it all in, because in one blast during this presentation, you should get it all. We're going to be discussing using a diversified trading method that you can enable you to protect your trading assets while at the same time capitalizing on whatever the market is doing during your trading session. Now, these are not some esoteric ideas that only work in particular circumstances. I'm going to show you how to apply investment best practices that have been around for decades to your day-to-day trading activity. See if I can get this thing to advance. And yes. All right, so that's me. And look, I always like to tell people that we are a different kind of vendor, a better kind. And that's certainly true when it comes to our partnership with NinjaTrader. We've been the top dog now for over 5 years. And today you'll learn why. Now I'll give you a hint. It's not just because we're nice and we have happy customers. Standing in this space is because we do things differently when it comes to helping traders be more successful. For us, this not only means making the best trading software on the market, but it also means offering a unique training model based on current adult learning theory. Now, the reason our education model is better than most is because it's open-ended, meaning our trading/training room is free for our customers as long as you need it, and there are never any additional charges. So unlike other trade rooms, which end the minute you stop paying, whether you've truly mastered the material or not, at Indicator Warehouse, we understand that you need to set the pace and decide how much education you need to keep receiving. Now, this is a lifetime zero-cost approach to education, and what it does is enable you to relax, let things sink in, and become a very confident trader. So suffice it to say, this is probably not the only thing that you'll see is different about the way we do things around here. In fact, think of other software companies. Aren't they the ones that you like the most, the ones that give you the best customer service and support? Take care of you. Now here's a perfect example. Instead of worrying about any of the links that I referenced during this presentation, if you look in the chat window under the notes section, you'll see the link that Josh referred to earlier for a document that has everything that we'll be covering today, including the free report, An Easier Way to Trade. It's a very down-to-earth report about reaching profitable consistency quickly. After the presentation, simply go to the first link in the document, fill out the form that it takes you to, and we will get the report to you straight away. All right, so let's dive in. We all know day trading has many challenges, and probably one of the biggest and certainly the most common challenge is that if you're not careful, your trading will become too complicated and too confusing. If you're like most traders that I deal with, even after you do the proper analysis, you still have doubts. You still find yourself wondering, should I take this trade or not? Maybe you do or maybe you don't. But the point is, if you don't feel the confidence you should feel on every trade you take, and of course that's exactly what you must do, then you must feel confident on every trade. So you'll know if you're in the right place if you can relate to any of these statements. And I'll summarize. You know your trading methodology, it's just not getting where you want it to be. Or you've spent a lot of money on trading education and software, but you don't have much to show for it. The bottom line is, if you're like most people that we work with, you need something that works for you. So if any of these statements apply to you, then stick around, because helping traders overcome these very issues is what we do best. Now, please understand, I don't make this claim lightly. So before I dig in, you should know who we are, how we conduct business, and the results you can expect from working with us. We opened our doors way back, was to become the Amazon.com, if you will, of day trading tools. Basically, we saw a need in the marketplace to fill a gap between the top trading programmers and the retail day traders that needed their tools. So we have a unique business model in that our programmer suppliers, excuse me, receive a royalty every time one of their products is purchased from indicatorwarehouse.com. This indicator curation model enables us to attract only the best, most innovative software designers and keep them incented to produce and support high-quality trading products. So in 2010, Eric Senf came on board with his 15, now 20 years of trading experience. Eric built out the education arm of the business, and today he is our lead teacher and trade room moderator. Eric's a registered commodity trading advisor, or CTA, and he's internationally recognized as a trading expert and coach. Now, the main reason I brought Eric on board was because he is a gifted teacher. Contrary to popular belief, it is not easy to find a successful trader who also has excellent teaching skills. So if you've ever seen any of the webinars that we've done with Eric, you'll know exactly what I mean. He has a gift for making the complex easy. In fact, you can experience this every Wednesday when we open our private trade room to the general public. Eric does an incredible job of trading and teaching at the same time. The amazing thing is that he actually grows his account while still teaching and taking questions. That is not an easy task. So again, I invite you to join his room on Wednesdays when it's open to the public and see for yourself. You will find the registration link to Eric's room when you download that cheat sheet that I mentioned earlier. Now, another service that you should look for from any vendor is that they give away a lot of valuable trading knowledge for free. In our case, you can see what goes on in the private members-only trade room every day because we record every session and post them on our YouTube channel. He is at successfully trading and teaching at the same time. He is incredibly patient. He'll take the time to understand where you're at in terms of experience and skills, and he'll give you the next steps to follow so you can improve your results. Having been doing this now for over 5 years, I've really come to the conclusion that great products and services should be the price of admission for any vendor in this business. It's having quality people on the team that truly sets a company apart. So because our free life education program is so unique, it's important you understand that the trade room is not a call room. You certainly can trade along if you want, but understand the primary objectives are as follows. 1, we want you to learn by watching live trading and to hear live commentary. 2, to learn how to consistently improve your trading. And 3, to learn to use our software so you get a fast return on your investment. Now, the first point is all about immersion. You'll see Eric take many different types of trades over and over, and this enables you to soak up the strategies and build your confidence. The second point, in my opinion, is the most valuable. You're going to learn how to improve your trading. Our approach is designed to prevent you from becoming stuck or hitting a plateau or getting caught in a negative cycle. These things can happen at any point in your trading career, but there are always ways to prevent them. And the third point is straightforward. We want you to be trading ninjas with the software. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Eric is there to answer any of your questions, and we also have an extensive library of additional self-directed education. Now here's the kicker that I mentioned earlier that sets us apart from most traditional vendors and what you want to be looking for. The trading room with Eric is free for all system owners. That means there are no ongoing monthly charges and no limits on your attendance. You can leave and come back anytime. Eric will always be there to watch. How do we do it this way, you may ask? As I mentioned before, we're top dog as a trading vendor because we've built our business on helping traders be more successful. For every trader we help, our business grows stronger. We're here for the long haul as opposed to many other vendors who go for that quick money grab and unfortunately give our industry a bad name. The primary objective of the room is to give you everything you need to achieve your goal of being a self-directed and you dependent on us for anything. That goes against our business model. I personally see it as a conflict of interest and it wouldn't be helpful to you. So we want you to profit on your own using our software and everything you learn from Eric, and then come back, give us a testimonial like so many others have done before you, and that's really a win-win for everyone. Okay, let's talk about the third part of Indicator Warehouse, the programmers, or more specifically, the trading software, and how using diversification makes trading easier and more reliable. Back in 2010, I started keeping notes of all the challenges that traders told me software we sold. As you can imagine, I've heard everything you could possibly think about around entries, exits, charts, bar types, money management, you name it, the list goes on. This led Eric and me to having conversations about designing software that would help traders overcome these common issues. So I went to our top programmers and I asked the following. I said, guys, how can we make charts that are more clear? How can we take the guesswork out of entries? And how can we automate money management? And the design requirement that I personally brought to the table was that the solution had to include diversification principles to enable the user to trade any market at any time for a scalp, swing trade, and or trend trade, depending on what the market's doing. So the team buckled down, and for almost a year, they continued to come nailed it. And the first version was released in 2012, and it was called the Diversified Trading System, or DTS. Now, we even impressed Eric with this. For years, he'd been using his own collection of indicators, and he'd become comfortable with them. But when he started using DTS, he switched and he never looked back. Since then, we've heard the same reaction from many traders who have come to love the clarity, simplicity, and ease of use of diversified trading. They too have dumped their old software and never looked back. Now, it's a very mature solution. We're in version 5 of DTS, and in 2014, we released the Raptor trading system as well. So let me dig into the details now of how these trading systems work and how they use diversification best practices to help you make better trades more often. But before I do, I want to deal with a question that comes up now and again with some traders, and that question is, well, can your trading systems really make me money? What I like to call the proof question. And the answer is not surprisingly, yes and no. Yes, people make money with our trading systems. Since DTS was first released in 2012 and the Raptor in 2014, we have constant feedback from our customers telling us that their trading has improved and they're making money, thanks to our trading systems and education. Now, we post this feedback on our website. To further satisfy folks who wanted hard results, Eric ran a number of what we called profit runs, recorded all those sessions on video every single day he traded, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and then posted the results and the videos on our website, which you can get to from the links in the document in the chat window I mentioned earlier. In all 5 profit runs, he always grew the account. So you have customers giving us positive feedback about their results, our training, and our software, and you have Eric's results from the past profit run session mentioned earlier. Plenty of proof to show that money can be made with our trading systems. But I caution you, while this may excite you, it may also put the focus on the wrong thing. Now, earlier, I didn't have the standard disclaimer that you always see when people do these presentations because it's a lot to read. Instead, I wanted you to spend your brain cells reading this. And it's so important, we're going to read it together. This is from Paul Tudor Jones. And he says, where you want to be, is always in control, never wishing. Always, first and foremost, protecting your ass. Pardon language. That's why most people lose money as individual investors or traders because, and this is the most important, they're not focusing on losing money. They need to focus on the money that they have at risk and how much capital is at risk in any single investment they have. If everyone spent 90% of their time on that and not 90% of the time on pie-in-the-sky ideas on how much money they're going to make, then we will have increased. So Paul Tudor Jones suggests that instead of always thinking about how much money you can make, start putting your focus on not losing money, which in turn will grow your account. One of the most common issues I see with our customers is they get a streak of growth followed by a streak of loss where they give it all back to the market. So take Mr. Jones' advice and put your focus on protecting what you have by learning to trade better and using tools that make it easier for you to lower your risk rather than dreaming about magical money machine software, which simply does not exist no matter what my competitors say. In that regard, the only question you have to answer is whether or not you believe our trading solutions and training will enable you to reduce your risk and make better trades more often. Now let me show you exactly how this diversification works. At Indicator Warehouse, we sell dozens of indicators individually and as tools, which include many low-cost indicators as well as tools for more sophisticated needs such as money management, risk management, and back testing. In short, we have all the individual indicators and tools which you can buy separately to build your own system. Some traders want to do this and build their own engine. You can do this in our warehouse of indicators. Fine. It's a la carte, so to speak. But we also sell two trading solutions, which are, as we would say, ready for you to drive off the lot. As I mentioned earlier, they are the Diversified Trading System, or DTS, and the Raptor System, or RTS. Describe the difference is that the Raptor system is for the trader who wants their trading to be as simple as possible versus the Diversified Trading System, which is more for the trader who enjoys more detailed analysis. The typical DTS trader wants full-on access of seeing every possible trade opportunity. DTS traders typically have more experience and they want tools to capitalize on those. The Raptor trading system does a lot of analysis for you, and it filters out lower probability signals. So for new traders or casual traders who like to watch TV while they trade, the Raptor trading system is the one for you. So if you're wondering what's under the roof, here are some details how both of these systems employ diversification to help people become more consistent and profitable. Both systems include automated money management, which I'm sure Paul Tudor Jones would approve of, in order to protect your account as well as protect your profit during the trade. And it's all mechanical. No need to get out a calculator and crunch away numbers to figure out your correct position size or how many contracts to trade to maximize your gains. The software will automatically manage your stop so you don't have to move it manually. It will take you out according to your desired setting and prevent you from getting stopped out too early, leaving money in the market that could have been yours. So in short, no sweat on anything to do with money or trade management. It's all done for you. Now, the money and trade management features alone are worth probably 3 times the full price of what we charge for either trading package. And I'm probably underestimating it because when you use technology to consistently minimize your loss and maximize your gains, you see an almost immediate return on your investment. So is this because we're geniuses? Not at all. We've simply taken best practice money and trade management and automated it for you in the software. It's an essential part of trading you need in order to be successful, and we've made it dead easy for you to accomplish. Of course, you can override any aspect of the automation. You're never giving over control to the software unless you want to. Think of it as cruise control on your car. One click or one hit on the brake and it's off. But that's just the beginning. Let's look at some charts. On the left, we have a DTS chart, and on the right, an RTS chart. Keeping in line with best practices for software design, the charts are clean, clear, and not cluttered. There are just 3 components on any chart in either system: the alerts in the middle and the confirmation filter at the bottom. Together, these cut out a lot of analysis and, more importantly, stress. The system will alert you with optional visual and audible alerts when there is a trading opportunity. In other words, you don't have to sit there analyzing and staring at a chart trying to figure out a possible entry. Our systems do that for you. Now, as a comparison, look how much easier it is to read what's really happening in the market versus a chart that uses traditional candlesticks. So here's how you create a user-friendly trading alert. First, you design it so that you get a warning dot printed on your chart together with an audible alert. And this tells you that a possible trade is setting up. If additional market conditions arise, then you'll see a triangle appear, which confirms the basic criteria for a viable trade has been met. And then you'll also see a horizontal line, which is a suggested entry. All this happens automatically. The system warns you and then gives you a suggested entry point. You see what I mean by good design? Okay, so you've no doubt experienced the rush or the stress, as it may be, of attempting to get into the trade at the exact right moment. However much fun that may be or not, ideally, you don't want to be fumbling around trying to get into the market. Our trading solutions come with something called the logic counter. It allows you to set up your trade in advance so that when price reaches the suggested entry, you're in exactly where you want to be with zero stress. It makes trading much more relaxed, and with that peace of mind and recouped energy, you can do what you should be doing, which is staying calm. Okay, let's talk about accuracy. Behind the scenes of both DTS and RTS are three distinct algorithms at work. This is where the power of diversification comes into play and what makes our solution different from most other systems that typically only have one algorithm scanning the market. This simply doesn't make sense. The market tends to offer three major categories of trading opportunities: scalping, swing trading, and trend trading. So you absolutely need an engine that looks for all three. This is why we call our systems diversified. You're not being forced to put all your eggs in one basket with one signal generator that by definition can only look for one thing. It's kind of like Eric says, if all you have is a hammer, then everything looks like a nail. So just as it is a smart thing to do with your 401k, you diversify your trading signals to capitalize on specific market conditions. If you have one algorithm at work, what's it telling you? Is it going to be a small scalp move or a long trend move? You really have no idea. That's why our diversified solutions use three distinct systems to look for three distinct types of trades you'll see in the market every day. On the three systems, we have the Hawk, the Falcon, and the Eagle. With DTS, you'll see everything, but as mentioned before, it does require more analysis. Now with the Raptor, the three algorithms display on a single chart, but you only see the highest probability trades. So again, to summarize, three diversified algorithms help increase accuracy, making it easier for you to find good trades. DTS displays the three algorithms on three charts, and RTS displays them on one chart. All right, I realize this is a lot, but before I start answering questions, I promised you a discount code you can use today for either system, which I'll give you in a moment. Here's a quick summary of what we've done, because I realize I've just shoved a lot down here. Each trading system, DTS or RTS, comes with many features that make your trading easier to make better trades more often. We're talking clean and clear charts, auto money management, auto trade management, three algorithms that work behind the scenes for greater diversification and accuracy, advanced trade setups so you don't fumble to get into the market. You can trade futures, Forex, stocks on either system, free training and trade room forever, a video library of self-directed training, unlimited free Q&A support, and new versions of the software for free for life. Whew, that was a lot. Okay, in the chat window, I'm going to put a discount code for you to get 20% off either of these systems. The code is IW20. Now, I don't typically like to have codes floating around the net, so it's going to be good for a few days. But again, you can get 20% off anything in the store, including our systems, if you use IW20. If you are going to take advantage of it, make sure you use all caps when you check out. Let me put that in the chat window for you. There we go. All right. Now, I purposefully made this presentation 30 minutes so that we'd have, I realize I just covered a lot, and you're more than welcome to ask anything you want. If for some reason, though, your question you think only relates specifically to you, then I would ask that you email me directly. There's no reason to take things in the wrong direction. You can reach me at adam@indicatorwarehouse.com. Let me put that in here for you. Pardon me. How about that cold medicine? All right. Any questions? So Jim says, I'm at the point that the only people making money in trading is those who sell education, indicators, or trade sheets. I respectfully disagree, but nobody ever said that day trading is easy. One of the things that we've always differentiated ourselves about is we've never presented what we have as a get-rich-quick type thing, or this is going to print money for you. These are tools. And like any tools, if you have the personality and the discipline to learn to use them and the aptitude, then you can be very successful with them. But for some people, they're not meant to be day traders, and it doesn't matter how good the tool is. If you want to see charts, come every Wednesday. You're welcome to see the room in action, and you can see all the systems in action. So it's much better, in my opinion, than cherry picking after the fact for some presentation. You can see the the down and dirty, if you will, every Wednesday. What kind of data do you need for your systems? You basically need either equities, futures, and or Forex data. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are a NinjaTrader partner, and so all of our software must run on the NinjaTrader platform. Payman asks, how can we attend the room on Wednesday? If you download that cheat sheet that's in the notes section, it has a link for you not only to get the free report, but also a link for signing up for the free access on Wednesdays. There's also a link to our YouTube channel. We spent a lot of time making that extremely educational, and you can see the trading sessions on a daily basis. Daniel says, does the individual pick the underlying, or are you determining what to trade? Daniel, can you, I'm not sure what the question is. Can you say that in a different way, please? All right, hold on one second. You know what, Payman, I'm sorry, I don't have a browser open to get that link for you. So, I'm sorry, folks, I forgot you can't see the questions. The Payman was asking for the link to the room. I think this will work. Give me 1 second. Indicator, warehouse.com. Try that. Let's see if it works. All right, Daniel, what are you asking? Are you asking what instruments are traded in the trade room? I'm not sure what the question is. So Daniel says yes. What do you primarily trade? At the moment, Eric is primarily trading the NQ, although he does also put up crude and sometimes the YM. but less so in the ES because sadly the hyperactive computers have taken that instrument and shredded it. Right now, we have found that the NQ is the most user-friendly, if you will, for trading. Anything else? I know this was a lot to cover. All right, so either I nailed it, which if I did that in a fog of cough medicine, then I'm happy, or I totally missed the boat. So I've been in this business now over 5 years as a vendor, and so there's really nothing I haven't heard. Daniel wants to know, do we need to buy NinjaTrader? So NinjaTrader has an interesting model. You don't have to buy it until you're ready to trade with live positions. In other words, you can use it with simulated practice trading really until you're ready. And our software add-ons will work with the simulated feed, if you will, or the simulated software. Boy, I'm sorry, I'm cloudy today. I'm not being very articulate. Douglas, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad it was valuable to you. Again, just tried to squeeze 5 years into 30 minutes. Anything else, folks? So somebody's asking in DTS and RTS, when we talk about diversified systems, are we really just talking about the same signal but on different time frames? Do y'all understand what I mean by that question? It's an interesting question. Yes, no? Okay. Let me see if I can go back for a second to that slide, because I think it's a useful thing to cover. Okay. So what makes DTS unique is that each of those charts represents a distinct trading system. It is not the same set of indicators that have just been put on different time frames. Those systems were each designed to find a specific market condition. So one is for longer term trend trades, one is for swing trades, or what we call range bound trades, and then one is for hyper volatile or scalp trades. They're all giving you different information, but together it's what helps you fly. And so this is what I was saying earlier about really having a lot of analysis available to you. Whereas Raptor, what we did was we took all of that math and all the algorithms and we squeezed it into one chart. So the paint bars that you see in Raptor are actually powered by the same math that powers that individual scalping system. The alerts are powered by the Falcon system, and the confirmation bar at the bottom is powered by the Eagle system. And so I liken it to a mini stereo. Raptor is very much, for a mini stereo, that's enough for many, many people. But some people are audiophiles and they need to have the best sound possible or the best trading possible, highs, lows, etc. And so they want components, right? You probably know that if anyone's old enough to remember component stereo systems. And that's where DTS comes into play. So, if you're a more what I would call intermediate to advanced trader to trading, then I would recommend you start with the Raptor system, simply because it filters out some of the more dangerous trades. And at the same time, though, it also doesn't give you as many awesome trades. It's kind of, goes right down the middle, but it does prevent you from blowing up your account right off the bat as a newbie. So hopefully that made sense. Anything else? Bob, you say which one is which? hopefully I just answered that. If you notice, we have a penchant for bird metaphors here, right? So hawk, eagle, falcon, and then raptor. Anything else, folks? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure that the... All right, so I am never one to keep people on longer than, need to be. So I'm all about brevity and efficiency. However, I'm happy to stay on if there's any additional questions. And if there's something you want me to go over again, as I know I went at lightning speed here, I'm happy to go into any of this detail, any of this material in more detail. Anything from automated money management and risk mitigation down to proprietary price action bars or the diversified trading approach. Those are all things that really set us apart in the industry. The Raptor, Bob, the Raptor is really for a beginner trader or, a more casual one. DTS is more for an intermediate to advanced trader. And it's the math that's in the Raptor, but broken out to individual systems that are all running at the same time. The Eagle being the trend trade. You can see just from the chart there that those are longer runs, longer trend moves. The Falcon's more designed to perform in more of a range-bound environment, and the Hawk is really designed for grabbing small scalps. Kenny's asking when this will be ready for NinjaTrader 8. For those of you that are not NinjaTrader folks, NinjaTrader is coming out with a major release of their platform. And this is not our first rodeo. We were around when they came out with 6 and then 7, and now it's going to be 8. This is all part of being a third-party vendor for another platform. And so as that platform comes out and is stabilized, we will have our add-ons updated for that specifically. Somebody's asking if the IW20 code will work for products beyond just the systems, and the answer is yes. It's really for anything in the warehouse. So, anything from our $77 basic indicators up through our premium ones or even system add-ons or the systems themselves. We have a section on the site, if you go there, called System Add-ons, and those were designed to enhance any trading system, not just DTS or Raptor. So, if you're a support and resistance person and you want to add a quality support and resistance tool to your current trading system, we have something for that. If you're a tape reader, we have something for that. It's one of the wonderful things about being a vendor in this business is I work with some really, really bright individuals, and they write some very innovative code. And so it's a pleasure to, have high quality trading tools come across my desk. Anything else? We've got a lot of people still in the room. Are you just ignoring me or listening in? Again, you can ask anything you want, really. I'm more than happy to answer it. Otherwise, we can call it. Somebody's asking if we do payment plans. Because it is a large investment in our software. There's no doubt. Our model has always been it's an upfront investment, but then where you would tend to have ongoing costs, for us there are none. And so, again, I just see it as a conflict of interest. If we're charging for our room, I'm going to be incented to keep you coming back to the room. That is not what the model is about. The model is about creating self-directed independent traders. And so, yes, there's a large upfront investment in the software, but then it's our job to make sure that you get a good return on your investment with the live training and the video training. So to answer the question, we don't typically do installment plans, but I do make exceptions if need be. All right, anything else? Do we have a newsletter? Yes, we do. And like most things in the Indicator Warehouse, it is free. So if you go to our homepage, you'll see a link on the homepage that I wonder if I can switch. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can actually give you guys a tour real fast. Hold on. See if this works. There's some interesting things on the homepage I think you'll like. All right. Come on. You don't really need my email there, do you? 1 second. Okay. So let's see if we can get here. You all see that okay? Yes, no, maybe? Yes? Hello? Anyone there? Oh, cool. Okay. So a few things to note from the homepage. One is here's where you would access the free trade room. So just click right up here. This is an interesting here, this free trader test. I worked with Richard Frazan. I don't know if y'all are familiar with him. He's a well-known trading psychologist, and he helped design, here, in fact, I'll click on it. He helped design a trader personality test to help figure out what kind of trader you are. So it's another free service that we offer, but it's well worth taking. It gives you an idea, like you tend to be more of a scalper or a swing trader or a trend trader, are you able to do all of it? So here's where you can find the different indicators. If you're looking to build something on your own, we have some free ones all the way from basic to premium. These are the system add-ons that I was talking about earlier. From here, this is the trade management piece that I was talking about that comes with our solutions. If you just want to add really good position sizing and automated trailing stops to a system you already have that's not ours, you would get the trade manager. There's a variety of really high-end system add-ons here that are well worth looking at. The reason they're not part of the primary system is that the way that DTS and RTS is designed is it's a complete system in and of itself. You can drive it off the lot, if you will, and be very happy. But some people like to add things to their cars when they buy them, aftermarket, if you will, and that's what these add-ons. So the newsletter that you were asking about, it's right here under Trading Newsletter. If you click here, you can sign up here, and we send them out every Friday. So I'm not going to, fill up your inbox, but I hope, I'm told at least, that there's some really good content in here about trading, and this is just pure how-to kind of content. So you're more than welcome. As I said, it's free. And another thing you should know about is right up here where it says free trading videos. If I click on that, see if you can see it. Yes, here's our YouTube channel. Let me pause that. And from here, you can find the trade room. These are all the trade room recordings that we post every day. Here, let me scroll up a little bit. There you go. So hopefully that's helpful. It's right here. It's a very interesting model in that we pay royalties to programmers on behalf of of their intellectual property. Really, no one else out there that I know that does that. Okay. Anything else, folks? Otherwise, I'm going to go make another cup of tea. All right. So you've seen the link, hopefully, the cheat sheet that here. You know what? Let's just let me fully enable you folks. Grab this. There you go. That's everything we talked about during the presentation. So, you know, for all you ADD folks out there that don't want to read through a bunch of stuff, you can get straight to it there. And I think with that, I will sign off unless there's any other questions. All right, thank you all for joining me today and for being so patient with my